All right, so you made it. The previous class was the hardest of the three, and from far. It requires a lot of work in pushing polygons, basically, as you know now. But if you pass the class, you should be okay now. But right now, it's gonna be the moment of truth in reality, because you're gonna see and understand the errors you made in your modeling um, when you're gonna try to animate it. To animate a character properly, well, first, the character has to be modeled properly. That's the most important part of it. If the character is not modeled properly, it's not gonna bend properly. That's what's gonna happen. The geometry is gonna look weird where you're gonna bend an elbow or a knee. You know what I'm saying? So you might have to redo some really quick adjustment of your mesh before you get too deep into it. Remember that after you have skinned your mesh, you cannot redo your geometry without unhooking it. You can export the weight of the unwrap, but of the skinning, but it's not gonna work very well, and you don't want to do that basically. So you're gonna want to make sure your mesh, when you go to the skinning process, is good to go. So let's go by the class first. There's a class book, and you know I'm not that much into the book type of story, but this one is a good one. Alright, if you really intend to be an animator later on, first I would advise you to do a lot more animation work by yourself after you're done with this class, and a lot more modeling. I advise you to do a lot more of that, as those classes are only introductions of it. Alright, as you know now, you can do so much more. Okay? So this is a book that is a Walt Disney. There's really two schools of animations really on this planet. You have the Walt Disney system, the illusion of life, and you have the Tex Avery wacky and crazy world of animations. Okay, we follow the illusion of life type of principle, which is most of what people follow actually. Okay, unless you're the Three Stooges, then you follow the wacky and crazy other guy, the Tex Avery guy. You know what I'm saying? But if not, you most likely will follow those rules of animations, okay, and the way they deal with that with animation itself, okay, because they were definitely the best at it. The book is fantastic. It's a little bit expensive, but new, so I would advise you to buy it used. I think you can find it for like $30-40 used, but I think new it's way more expensive. It's a really big book. It's a really thick book. It's a really nice and glossy book with a lot of nice Walt Disney illustration that will show you poses for characters and so forth that will explain to you more details. I would really advise you to buy that book. It's good for the class. It's good for you to read that book. Definitely. I don't have many books anymore of the industry at my house, but in real, I get a lot of digital stuff. But that one right here, I still have it in my house, and I like to read it. It's a cool book. Okay, so you got textbook information, you get the syllabus as usual. You know how it works with me pretty much. You know, it's the same thing. You keep your personal question for my emails, and you put your class questions onto the forum. You do not email me your class questions like when is the next homework due, or how do I do that? You want to put it on the forum, so when I answer, everybody that will probably have a similar question can get the info too. Okay, so you have the class syllabus, as I said right here. You have your schedule for the class right there. It's all ready to go. Okay, this is fast space. So as you can see, we're gonna look at the content in a second. All right, you get all your schedule right there. You have assignment every week due, and you have forum due every week, and you have some actual lecturing in the book from time to time, right here all the time. That's why that book is great, frankly. So after that, you have the meet the instructor. So you don't really need to know that, as it is me. We already had classes together. Hallway conversation and weekly forums right here, as usual. So the administrative classes, questions right here, and the weekly post that you need to do to get your points right there. Start early, post early, so we can discuss it a lot. Okay, week one, Discussion boards, same thing, and there, you'll get all your discussion boards right here, but you can access it through the hallway, okay, which is faster, I think. Okay, then you have all the weeks one after the other, so let's go through that. You get the week 1 right here, alright, which goes through the complete creating of a rig. Okay, so first let me go actually through the classes, through the course schedule. It's a little easier than going through the content. Okay, so it works like that. The first week you are going to build the rig itself, which is basically putting bones and joints into your character to fit the structure of your character, just like a human. Okay, simple as that. There's videos for it right here, completely to go completely through it right here. Alright, it's very simple. Alright, and I'm adding more videos on top of it. Okay, you are welcome to use Maya 16, 17, and 18. That's fine with me. All three are good to go. It's pretty much the same, as you know. A couple buttons changes. I think 18 makes some progress on the bugs. I don't use 17. I use 16 or 18, frankly. Okay. I wouldn't advise 17. It was really buggy, frankly. So you have an introduction of the week right there. Then you have the rigging concept and tools right here. Alright. Very simple. Okay. So it goes through the concept of the bond and the systems and so forth. And you got after that, you keep going through that. Parenting system is a different in another videos also. Important to understand the different systems. Okay. And then you will be using stuff like that. And then you have the complete rig done. Legs, arms, alright, with the fingers, the spine, and the eye rigging also. It is important that you really look at the eye rigging also if you have eyes, and that you do it. Okay? After that, you have to read that in the textbook. If you decide to buy the book, please do so. You have to do your entries form as usual. Okay? So you're going to rig on the first week. Okay? And then after that, in the second week, you're going to skin your character. Alright, so when you're going to skin your character, this is when you're going to attach the rig you made to the actual character you created in the previous class, to the faces, to the skin. And then you need to test it right away to see how it bends. So you need to just rotate, at that moment to see how it bends. So if there is any errors, you unhook it right there before you get into the painting of the skin, and you adjust your mesh a little bit. Okay? And so when you're going to skin it, you're going to paint also. And it's in week 2 right here. You'll have, of course, all the information as usual. Alright, and I discuss also an FKIK system. In the week 3, you're going to create a puppeteering system. So basically, after you have attached, you create the bones, then you attach them. To move them properly, you actually create a puppet system. Alright, an actual system, you see those splines right here? So a network of splines and meshes that will not render, that are attached to the bone itself. So like that sphere, if you move that sphere, the wrist will go with it. Alright, if you rotate right here, then the pelvis will rotate. You know what I'm saying? So it's easier for you to animate. After that, so you're ready to animate pretty much. Okay, because you've done the bones into the rig, you attach the rig to the skin, and then you attach a puppeteering system to control your rig to the rig. Okay, now it's animation time. Okay, you are gonna do idle and extended idle in week 4. Alright, so the regular idle for 1 second or 2, and then if you stay without touching it for like 10 seconds, it has a spatial idle. That's where you're gonna start doing that. Okay, and with your character, following the rules of video game, obviously, and the 12th principle of animations. Okay, in week 5, you're gonna do the walk cycle, which is the most important part. So everybody has to be able to do a walk cycle on a character. And then in week 6, you're gonna do the run cycle. Everybody has to be able to do a run cycle also for characters. And in week 7, you will choose 2 customized animation, okay, that you are going to do that are just for your character only. That's it. and then you have your final test to take. So this is the whole class right there. Nothing more, nothing less. So let's get going, have some fun. Shoot me some question all the time. Don't hesitate to ask question, and start right away. Have a good one, guys.